And now, ladies and gentlemen, I have the great pleasure of being able to invite onto my live stream, the granddaddy of all live streaming. There,
Oh, yeah, well
I got
done.
Hugh Mather live.
Oh, that's great.
Welcome to Access Arts Live, and I got
I'm
three
delighted to be here.
Yeah, well,
Absolutely delighted.
I've been enjoying your live streams for the last year and a half since we started up Access Arts Live. So I'm kind of Johnny come lately to the live streaming business. Where did this come from?
Well, first of all, thank you very much, John, for all your help in publicity. I run St Marys Perivale, which is a tiny little medieval church, 800 years old, which is redundant and functions now as a classical music centre. And for the last 20 years, we've run concerts, and we've had about 1,700, and we have 120 a year. There's a backlog of about 600 concerts available to view, including about 250 piano recitals. And these have been viewed over 1 million times, which is an extraordinary thought.
I think so.
And the church itself is very small. It only accommodates 70 people. But because of broadcasting, we're able to reach around the world. And we have a regular band of people who join the live chat for all our concerts, so 3 a week. You're one of them.
Now and again.
We love having you. You've been a terrific help. And it's a fun thing to do, and we all love it.
Well,
but it's very gratifying.
But the performers that you bring in, the performing artists, they tend to be young.
Yeah, well, the young musicians are generally the best. They're still practicing.
And they're still hungry.
We're lucky in that we're on the outskirts of London.
Yeah.
So many musicians from all over the world come and study at the London Conservatoires, the Royal College, the Royal Academy, and the Guildhall. 3 major conservatoires, equal of any in the world. And so we have musicians from all over, from China, Russia, Australia, Malaysia, you name it. We have, of course, British as well, but not as many British. I don't think they practice hard enough or something. Well, whatever. Fact is that we've got an endless supply of unbelievably talented young people. They're mainly young, as I say, and the standard is such that I can only accept people to come and play if they've got a CV which includes success in and awards in international events, etc. And our audience are used to that high standard, and perhaps that's why they tune in to our broadcasts.
You were telling me, we talked a little bit before, you were telling me you have so many applicants now because you've been going for a while that you can't take them all.
Oh, no.
You have to select out.
Yeah, I have to write nice letters to musicians from all over Europe, most days, in fact, saying that with the best will in the world, I simply can't take them, but I wish them well.
Here's a question that I hadn't talked with you about in advance, so I hope it'll go all right. The first thing is, I understand that you didn't just start doing St Marys Perivale when you were live streaming, that you've been doing this for a longer time. So
20 years, yes.
Yeah. Now, did live streaming change the nature of the applicants that you have? I would imagine.
No, I don't think so. But live streaming kept us going in the lockdown.
Yeah.
If we'd not had live streaming, I think we'd have folded up. But in that time, we live streamed concerts from an empty church. We were allowed to do so if there was a recording engineer and one person to present it. Otherwise, no one was allowed in the building. And we put on 150 concerts, and we managed to, and of course, we were able to pay the musicians. Incidentally, we've always paid our musicians.
Yes.
We live streamed 150 concerts from an empty church, and that's when we really took off, because we were at the start of the lockdown in 2020. We were the only venue apart from the Wigmore that had the facility to do that, because
Yeah.
we'd already got our video facility in place. So and now we have a hybrid system. For example, last week we had a duet concert between two brilliant young musicians, Mikhail Kapluki and Magdalene Ho,
Yeah.
who are quite well known. They did a duet concert. We had about 25 people in the church. Within 48 hours, that video had been viewed 800 times. So that makes it all worthwhile.
Well, my approach to all of this is that the performing arts are the arts of peace. And we are living in a world in which people are immersed and inundated with anything but that, with conflict, with fear, with disagreements and all of that. And online live streaming of the performing arts is one way to start introducing more balance.
I agree entirely. And we are a politics-free zone in that we have musicians from all over. I find them all charming and life-enhancing. Very rarely do we have any musicians who are too full of themselves or anything like that. If they get at all big for their boots, they don't come back. And I love them all. They're charming people, and we're helping them, and they're helping us. We just had the Warsaw Chopin competition.
Yes.
3 of the finalists played at our venue in the month before to run through their programs. And we had audiences of about 40 or 50 in the church, and about 300 or 400 online.
And who were those 3?
But when they played in Warsaw, the same pieces, the same pianists, there were 20,000.
Yes.
20,000.
Well,
and it's the same pieces. And I don't think their equipment wasn't any better than ours. In fact, it was worse, because they didn't have an overhead camera like we have, which shows the pianist's hand so wonderful.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
and it is interesting that it's 40 in London and 20,000 in Warsaw. Clearly, there's a potential audience that you're reaching out to, and I'm reaching out to for live stream concerts. And that's what you've highlighted. And that's why you're doing such a fantastic job. You are, because we need to spread the word that these concerts are for the many, not for the few.
Yes.
So we see ourselves as a sort of premier broadcasting facility for instrumental and chamber music in the UK.
Yes. Now, before we're going to need to move towards wrapping this up, but I do want to give you a chance to let us know about any upcoming live streams that you think are going to be notable coming up in the month of December.
Well, we have a whole run of very good pianists coming. Next Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, we have Emmanuel Ivanov, who won first prize in the Busoni competition. And we have an evening recital on Friday, the 5th of December, with Peter Donahoe. Peter Donahoe is a very eminent pianist who won the Tchaikovsky competition about 40 years ago and has had a huge career. He's playing on Friday, the 5th of December in the evening, and has an astonishing program of Beethoven Hammerklavier, Beethoven Opus 101, the A major, and the Busoni Fantasia Contrapuntichistica. I can't say that word, and I probably got it wrong. But anyway, there's a massive program, and it'll be really a very important event. Another pianists playing in December include Julian Trevelyan, Mark Viner, Andrea Becchetti, and so it goes on. The level is very high.
Yeah, it certainly is. So, and usually, just to remind our listeners, those who are just discovering you from watching this video live or watching it later on, usually your concerts are on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 o'clock in the afternoon,
You
UK time, which is 3 o'clock everywhere else in Europe. So I never give the UK time. I just put in CET and I give that time, which is, which is 9 in the morning on the East Coast in the US and 6 in the morning on the West Coast. And then on Sundays, you're an hour later then. You're at
correct.
3 o'clock UK time, and then 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and 8 and
Yeah.
or 10 and 7, I think it is, which is a little easier on the West Coast.
Well, many of our friends on live chat tell me what they're having for breakfast. So that's watching from across the pond.
Well, yeah. The one other question I would ask. So you started doing the live streaming during COVID, during the COVID lockdown.
Yeah, we've been going a little before, but on a half-hearted basis. It was the lockdown and that long period where we
That
couldn't have
changed.
an audience,
Yeah.
where we realized, and it took off. And we got noticed because we were the only place apart from the Wigmore doing it. If I was running a concert hall in the middle of town and I had to have so many paid employees, the economics are slightly different. But
Yeah.
we've been able, and of course the live stream, although it's free to watch, we've never had a paywall, and we're not interested in having one. Now, most people don't contribute very much, but that doesn't matter. The idea is that the musicians are seen around the world, and it's helping their careers.
Oh, it's terrific exposure. Yeah.
And that's what it's for. And we break even very nicely, and we have a lot of fun. And we're all retired with pensions from having done other things in our life. I was a medic, I was a physician.
Yeah, I understand that. You know, there was a live stream earlier this week by a trio, a piano trio called Trio Medicorum Musicorum. It was out in Portland, Oregon. It was a lunchtime concert there. All three of them are physicians.
Well, I have to, the bit of self-advertisement. A fortnight ago, there was a duet concert planned, and the day before, one of the duettists was ill.
Yeah.
So I stepped in
I know you
and
stepped
played the Schubert F minor fantasy. Not very well, I might say, but I got through.
Yeah, well, I thought that was terrific that you were, you know, and I think many people who follow actually Access Arts Live were happy to get a chance to hear you play. Yeah, because that's the mystery, you know.
Yeah, I think once is enough.
Well, listen, you make a very charming host if you don't want to get on the keyboards yourself. And I've been very happy to do this.
Yeah.
I wish I could reach across the screen and shake hands with you. I've
enjoyed it. I've enjoyed this little exchange enormously.
Well, it was delightful, and it adds luster to the Access Arts Live roster that we have had. The venerable Hugh Mather, who's done more live streaming than anybody else.
Well, the technical quality is extraordinary because of my team, and I can't take any credit for that. Nearly all of them work for the BBC. They're led by a gentleman called Simon Shute, to who I owe everything, and he had worked for the BBC all his life. And then I've got further colleagues, George Auckland and Andrew Wagcoat, and they also work for the BBC. So I'm very lucky.
But Hugh, thank you so much.
A pleasure. Thank you, John. You've been a great help, and I'm very grateful. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, I'm telling you, that was something. Hugh Mathers, listen, eventually that guy will be considered legendary for all of the live streaming that he has done in the past. It's an incredible legacy.